अभी दिख रही है?
हाँ सर।
Okay. So these reinforcement due to the flagell required due to the flagell couple, we will check it with the reinforcement we have provided. So these reinforcement we have provided, we will check with that. So if it is less than that, then no need to provide any additional reinforcement. So let us find along long direction. So we know that along the long direction, the unbalanced moment carried by the bending is equal to this one, 8.67. The unbalanced moment shared by the flexural couple, that is 8.67 kilonewton meter. So you find the mu by bd square. Okay. So for that, see, for if you go to the theory part, the critical section for the flexural couple is this is for the shear couple and this is for the flexural couple. So the flexural couple, uh, the critical section for flexural couple will be C plus 2D. Okay, this will be actually C2, because if this is the direction we are considering, then this will be C1 and this will be C2. So this will be actually C2 plus 3D. But here we have shown this as C1, so it is shown C1 plus 3D. So let us find uh, mu by b d square. So it will be 8.67 into 10 to the power 6 divided by this b. Now this b will be, we have to calculate here. So this b is the width of the critical section. So that will be C2 plus 3 times the depth of the slab. So that is C2 is our, for long direction, the C2 is 300. Okay, see here, you can go through this figure also. This is along the long direction, and the value of C1 is C2 is 300. Okay, and for the short direction, the value of C2 is this 400. Okay, so here C2 is 300 plus 3 times the depth of the slab. So depth of the slab is 200. If you remember, in the beginning we have find out the depth of the slab. So overall depth is 300. We can say this is your capital D. So how much is this value? So this is actually the width of the critical section, or the width resisting the unbalanced moment. This is the effective width resisting unbalanced moment How much is this value? Moment along long direction. Okay, so how much is this value? And second thing is d, and if you remember, the d along the long direction is oh, is 180. Okay, this value, effective depth along the long direction. Or you can have the value from here also. Here see, we have used 180, same value. So this will be your 180 mm. Now how much is this value? 300 plus this is 600, so it will be 900.
900.
So this is 900 mm. So you substitute these values here. 900 into 180 square. So how much is this? This factor, and then you find out PT. Okay, the formula for PT is also given to you, same as we use for this case. See this formula PT. PT is equals to 50 into whole into 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 mu by, you replace this mu by BD square. Okay, and from that you can find out the value of PT. Okay, so you find the value of PT also. This will be 50 into whole multiply by 1 minus square root of 1 minus 4.6 mu upon FCK BD square whole divided by Fy by FCK. So how much is this value? Here our grade of concrete, see M20 grade is there. You can use M20. And grade of steel is 415. So this value is 0.083, or we can say 838, so we can say 84. Okay, and how much is this value? Just verify it. So it is 0.297, getting 0.297. Okay, so this is your PT. So from that you can find out AST. So AST is PT by 100 into B into D. Here we'll find out for the per meter width. So 0.084 divided by 100 into per meter means 1000 into 180. So how much is this? 0.084 into 10 into 180. So it is 151 mm square per meter. Okay, and we have provided 1058 16 dia 190 center to center. So the provided is more than the required due to the unbalanced moment 1058. So this value is less than AST provided, that is equal to 16 dia at the rate 190 center to center equal to 1058 square. So it is okay. Similarly you can find it along the short direction, but the moment along the short direction, unbalanced moment along the short direction is less. It is only 3.2 only. Okay, this is unbalanced moment along the short direction, 3.2 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this will also be sufficient. The reinforcement we have provided will be sufficient for this also. It will be 3.2 into 10 to the power 6 divided by, now here we have to again calculate the width. The effective width resisting the unbalanced moment will be, now here C2 will be 400 plus 3 times D. So let us write the formula again. C2 plus 3D, so that is C2 here will be 400. See, C2 for the short direction, this is the short direction, the C2 is 400 mm because we are taking section along this, plus 3 into your total depth of the slab, that is 200. So it will be 600 plus 400, so it will be 1000. Okay, so this is nothing but effective width resisting unbalanced moment due to flexural couple, because we have different width for the shear couple. So due to flexural couple along short direction. Okay, same way this is also unbalanced moment due to wait a minute. Okay, so this is effective width resisting unbalanced moment due to flexural couple along long direction. See, if you remember the theory part, this is the width resisting the shear couple. Okay, that is C1 plus D, that is we take D by 2 distance from the face of the column, so it will be D by 2 D by 2, so it will be C1 plus D. But for the uh, this flexural couple, it will be uh, width of the column plus 1.5 times the depth of the slab. Okay, so 1.5 D on this side and 1.5 D on this side. Okay, so this will be your this. Let us change this to C2, so it is not confused later on. This is C2, this is also C2, and this is C1. So this will be your 1000 into D. D is 170 mm. If you remember, this this is along the long direction, along the short direction it is 170. Okay, and same we have taken in the first step also. Along the short direction it is 170. Okay, so 170. So how much is this value? Then you can find out PT. PT is equals to 50 into 1 minus square root of 1 minus 4.6 mu upon FCK BD square whole divided by Fy by FCK. So how much is this PT? And you find out AST, so that will be PT by 100 into V into D, so that will be 1000 into 170, and make sure that this value is less than AST provided, that is see, along the short direction we have provided 16 dia 240 center to center. Okay, that is 838 we have provided. 16 mm at the rate 240 mm center to center, that is 838 mm square. Okay, so that is okay. So how much is this PT value and BD mu by BD square? It is 0.031. This 0.031%, and this value and this is only 53 mm square per meter. Okay, this is your 0.031 divided by 100, 3.2 into 6 divided by 1000 into 170, that is it is 0.11. So just verify them. Okay, so this is the reinforcement. We have checked the reinforcement due to the flexural couple. Okay, so there is no need of additional reinforcement due to the flexural couple. So we can conclude that we can conclude that no additional reinforcement due to unbalanced unbalanced due to unbalanced moment shared by flexural couple is required. Okay, no additional reinforcement is required. Now see, your design is actually over here, but you have to check certain uh, these certain things, such as the unbalanced moment, because we have to transfer the load to the column also, so due to which there will be unbalanced moment, and this unbalanced moment will be carried by the flexural couple and shear couple. Okay, and also we have to check the slab for the shear also. So so with this, the flexural part is over. Now we'll have to check for the shear. So next step will be step 5 will be check for shear. Okay, so for shear, the critical section is at d by 2 from the face of column. Okay, we have seen this in theory part. The critical section is at d by 2 from the face of the column, d by 2 here, d by 2 on this side. So the critical width of the critical section will be width of the column plus effective depth. Okay, also here the larger shear is along the longer direction. Okay, so we'll check for the long direction only. If you see the shear, it is 6.38 along the long direction, so we will take will find out along the long direction. So critical section is along long direction. Okay, so let us draw the section, critical section. And let us say this is the critical section. This will be 570, this will be 470, because our effective depth is 70 mm, and this will be your 400 and this will be along 300. See, the same we have also used here along the short direction. This A1 and A2. Okay, these are nothing but A1 and A2. Okay, so this is your actually A1, and this is, oh, I think I made some mistake. Along short direction, A1 is 470, is A1 and A2. So let us first find the permissible stress. So if you remember the theory part, the permissible shear stress is given as Ks times tau c, where Ks is 0.5 plus beta c, where beta c is the ratio of short side to the long side. Okay, and this ratio should be less than 1. Okay, so we can write permissible shear stress permissible shear stress tau allowable is equal to Ks times tau c, where Ks is equals to 0.5 plus short direction by long direction, so that is 300 by 400. So this ratio is 0.5 plus 3 by 4, it will be 1.25. okay, but this value cannot be more than 1, so we'll take Ks is equals to 1. okay, because this value cannot be more than 1. Next, tau c is given as 0.25 root of fck, so it will be 0.25 root of 20. So how much is this value? Everyone keep calci with them. So how much is this? It will be 1.118 Newton per mm square. Okay, so you can have the value of permissible shear stress tau allowable is equals to 1 into this 1.118, so it will be 1.118 Newton per mm square. This is the permissible stress. Now we'll find out the shear stress, actual shear stress. So, at d by 2 from the face of column, see this is d by 2, and this is also d by 2. okay, the value of VU will be 4.5 by 6. okay, that is the width of the panel. See, our panel width is 4. This is 6 meter, and this 4.5. okay, so 4.5 by 6 meter panel width minus this width of the critical section, because we have to find, let us see. So this is our panel size. And this is our this is the critical section. So this is 4.5 meter, and this value is this is 570, this is 470, and this value is 6000, and this is 4500. So it will be 4.5 by 6 minus this 0.47 into 0.57. Okay, and this is to be multiplied with the this load. Total load is 15 kilonewton per meter square. This load, okay, 15 kilonewton total load on the total area load on the panel is 15 kilonewton per meter square. So we will get the punching load on this part. Means total area of the panel minus area of the critical section around the column, and that multiplied by the intensity of the area load. See here, intensity of the area load is 15 kilonewton. uh, 15 kilonewton per meter square. So how much is this value? Find this. 4.5 by 6 minus 0.47 into 0.57 into 15. So it is 400.98. Okay, so this much is the shear acting on the punching shear. Now we have to find out the stress. So the shear stress will be tau v1, because this is due to the flexural shear. Okay, this is nothing but your flexural shear. And in addition to this, we will have we can write here flexural shear stress. Flexural shear stress. Okay, this is due to flexure. Okay, another will be due to the unbalanced moment. So tau v is equals to vu upon b0, that is width of the perimeter, means this perimeter, into d. Okay, now here the width of the perimeter is 2 times your 0.57 in plus 0.47. So how much is this? कैलकुलेट करो सभी, मुझे कैलकुलेट नहीं करना है. And your D will be 170 mm. So substitute this value, 400.98 into 10 to the power 3 divided by this width times 170. How much is this value? Otherwise I will just write the steps, you find the value later on. Okay, then we have how much?
B is equal to 2.08.
2.08, that is 2080 mm. Okay, so 2080 mm. So, and what is the total flexural shear stress?
1.13.
1.13, this Newton per mm square. Okay, so this is the flexural shear stress. Now we have to also find the shear stress due to unbalanced moment, that is due to shear couple. Okay, so shear stress due to shear couple. So if you go to the theory part, to find the shear stress due to unbalanced moment, the formula is tau v2 is equals to muv, that is unbalanced moment shared by the shear, times c, that is the distance between the extreme fibers from the center of the section, and jc is the polar moment of inertia. So we have to see, and again the polar moment of inertia has we have two values, one for the interior column and another for the exterior columns. So we'll be as we are designing interior panel, so we'll be using this formula. Okay, so the formula is d is taken out common, a cube by 6 plus a2, or simply you can use this formula, that is 2d 2 times d a cube by a1 cube by 12 plus a2 d a1 by 2 whole square plus 2a1 d by cube. So we'll be using this formula. So your polar moment of inertia So just for the reference, I have pasted here. So next is to find the shear stress due to the shear couple. So for that we have to find out the polar moment of inertia Jc. So polar moment of inertia is 2 into d. So d here, it is 170 mm, a1 A1 is 470. Wait. It is A1 is 570 and A2 is 470 mm. Actually this is the mistake है. Along the long direction along C1, so C1 it is, so yes, A1 is 570. Okay, A1 is 570 and A2 is 470. So this is your actually A2. This is A1 and this is A2. Okay, so we can substitute the values here. Uh, 2 times whole multiply by, this is here one bracket is there, so 2 into 170 into 570 cube divided by 12 plus A2, that is 470 into A1, A2 into D, that is 170 multiplied by A1 by 2 whole square, that is 570 by 2 whole square plus 2 into A1 is 570, D is 170 whole cube by 12. So how much is this value? Okay, next is the value of C. The value of C will be distance. The value of C is the distance from distance of extreme fiber from the centroid of the section. So from the centroid of the section, the distance will be the centroid of the section, and distance from here will be 570 by 2. It will be 570 by 2. So how much is this value? It is 300 minus 15, so it will be 285 mm, and this value, so then we can find out, you find this value, we can find this was the flexural shear. Now we'll find the shear stress due to shear couple. So that is tau V2 is equals to M, that is unbalanced moment shared by the shear couple along the long direction times C divided by this JC. Okay, so unbalanced moment shared by the shear couple is along the long direction it is 6.38. okay, so 6.38 into 10 to the power 6 into C. C is 285 divided by JC. How much is this value? It is 1.869. 1.869 into 10 to the power 10. Okay, so it is 1.869 into 10 to the power 10. So how much is this stress? 6.38 into 6.25. So it is 0.097 Newton per mm square. Okay, so we can find out the maximum and minimum stress. So tau v maximum shear stress will be tau v1 plus tau v2. So tau v1 was due to the flexural shear. The value is 1.13 plus 0.97, 1.13 plus 0.097. So it is 1.22. 1.22 this 7, or we can say 1.23, 1.227. so let us say 1.23 Newton per mm square. Okay, now this value should be less than see, the permissible shear stress is 1.118. okay, so this value is actually greater than the permissible shear stress, that is tau allowable equals to 1.118 Newton per mm square. So we have to provide the shear reinforcement. So if you go through the theory part, if tau v is less than tau allowable, actually this is 0.5 tau allowable, then no shear stress is required. And if the tau v is between tau allowable to tau c max, then shear reinforcement need to be provided up to the value where tau v is less than 0.5 tau allowable. It is 0.5 tau allowable. Zero 0.5 tau allowable. And in case if tau v is greater than tau c max, then we have to increase the either depth of the slab or thickness of the slab, or we have to change the grade of the concrete, means we have to go to higher grade of concrete. So here this is greater than tau allowable. Second, we also have to check the maximum permissible shear stress. So maximum permissible shear stress is this value is less than maximum permissible shear stress, that is tau c max, which is equal to 1.5 times tau allowable. So it is 1.5 into 1.118. Okay, so that is 1.67 Newton per mm square. Okay, so the value actual shear stress is greater than the allowable shear stress but less than the maximum permissible shear stress. So we have to provide the shear reinforcement. So hence shear reinforcement is required. So now let us find the shear reinforcement and up to what length we have to provide the shear reinforcement. So for that we have to take different sections. Let us say what is the value of the shear at d distance from the face of the column. Then let us say 1.5 d or 2 d. So the section at which the shear stress uh, is uh, is less than 0.5 d, that is less than 0.5 tau c allowable, then that up to that distance we have to provide the shear reinforcement. So let us take another now section. Let us say at d distance from the face of the column. So let us say at d, earlier it was d by 2 distance. So d distance from the face of column. So again we have to draw the section, critical section. So at d distance this is your 400, this is 300, and this distance will now be 170 and 170, and this will be 400 plus 2 times 170, that is 740, and this width will be 640. Okay, so now again we have to find out VU. So VU will be 6 into 4.5, that is the width of the panel, minus this size, that is 0.74 into 0.64. Okay, whole multiply by 15. Okay, so how much is this value? Then you have to find the tau V1. So tau V1 will be your this VU divided by V0 into D. Okay, so how much is this V0? 6 into 4.5 minus 0.74 into 0.64 multiplied by 15, so it is 397.89. So we can say 379.9 kilo Newton. Okay, so by this increasing the distance from the face of the column, we are finding the shear stress at that location. Yes,
397.9 होगा.
yes, yeah, 397.9. Okay, so 397, yes, 397, 397.9, 397.9 into 10 to the power 3 divided by b0. So again you have to find b0. So b0 here will be 2 into this 740 plus 640. So how much is this b value? B value is fixed, that is 170. 740 plus 640, 7 plus 3, 13, 1380 into 2 into 2 into 2, yes, so it will be 2760, 2760, 2760. So 2760 into 170. So how much is this value? Okay, then again as earlier we have to find JC. So JC will be 2 into 170 into 740 cube.
8.48 multiplied by 10 raised to 4.
क्या है ये?
8.48
Yes.
multiplied by 10 raised to minus 4.
Okay, so that will be 0.848 Newton per mm square. Okay, that is tau v1. This divided by 12. Now we have to again repeat the same procedure we have done at d by 2 distance. Plus 640 into 170 into your this 740 by 2. 740 by 2 means 740 by 2 whole square. Okay, plus 2 into this 740 into 170 cube by 12. So you will get the value of JC. Okay, so and then next is to find tau v2. So again that will be MC by this JC. So moment is again 6.38 6.38 into 10 to the power 3 into C. Now the your section will be at 740 by 2. So 740 by 2 is how much? 740 by 2, that is 370. So this is 370 divided by JC. How much is this value? See here, C is 740 by 2, so that is 370 mm. See this JC value will be
4.19 into 10 raised to 10.
4.1
9 into 10 raised to 10.
into 10 raised to the power 10 mm raised to the power 4, 4.19 into 10 to the power 10. So overall this value will be so then next step is to find your tau c this tau v max, maximum shear stress will be tau v1 plus tau v2. So it will be 0.848 plus this value. So how much is this value? So it is 0.056. Getting this value, Newton per mm square, 0.056. And you add these values. just add them. 0.848 plus 0.04.
0.904.
0.904 Newton per mm square. Okay, so this value is now less than tau allowable. Okay, the tau allowable was 1.118 Newton per mm square. Okay, so in this so here at section D, at D distance from the face of the column, if the value of the shear stress is less than the allowable shear stress. Okay, and also less than the tau c max, that value is tau c max is 1.67. So theoretically at this location, beyond this location we do not need any shear reinforcement. Okay, theoretically if we see both the conditions are satisfied, so this implies theoretically shear reinforcement is not required beyond d distance from face of column. But as per the code says that you have to extend the reinforcement up to the distance where the shear stress is less than 0.5 times tau allowable, means half of this. Okay, so we have theoretically at this location, beyond this location we do not need any shear reinforcement, but as per the code requirement we have to again take another suitable section, uh, uh, so and find the shear stress. Okay, and if the shear stress is less than 0.5 times allowable shear stress, then we can terminate the shear reinforcement over there. So we do one thing, let us join the another class, that was DSS tutorial. So you just leave this meeting and join another meeting, that is your DSS tutorial, that is from 2 p.m. onwards. Getting everyone? Yeah, we end the meeting here and let us join another class, that is DSS tutorial. We'll continue the example in that tutorial class.